Hello, everybody. So my name is Ja-Neen Slaughter, and you're listening in on Speak the Change, Lead with Heart. So today I have with me Transition Town Greater Media, Miss Sari and Mr. Skip. So hi.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
I'm very grateful that you took time out of your busy schedules to come. So how are you? How's the weather? How y'all been? What you been up to?
Beautiful day out there. Yeah, we've been blessed with a couple of nice days, nice cool days.
Yes, it was really nice. So I have a few questions for you about Transition Town Greater Media. So first up, where is Transition Town Greater Media located?
Well, it's sort of the southern Delco area is what we like to cover. We actually started out as Transition Town Media, based focusing on media PA, and but you know our volunteers and the people who are interested in our work, we're really from all over this area. So we decided we better call it Greater Media to encompass sort of the whole 10-mile radius around media. So that's how we're sort of focus it. It's basically anyone who can hear us and listen to us and read our stuff and is interested in joining, and that they're welcome to be here.
And media gives us a nice kind of center point because, of course, that is the county seat for Delaware County in Pennsylvania. So,
All right, thank you. And what is Transition Town Greater Media about? What's your mission? What are you trying to accomplish?
Well, we basically are about making our communities happier and healthier by reconnecting people, helping them reconnect to nature and to each other. We're actually part of an international movement of transition towns that are all over the globe, but they're all very locally focused, like we are.
and I'll just add that the Transition Town movement came out of the permaculture movement. And so permaculture is about trying to look at patterns in nature and how we might be able to work with nature to sort of create a harmony between people and people living in the environment. So the idea is let's take those kinds of patterns and bring them to our communities as well. So a lot of the Transition Town work is sort of motivated by that inspiration from nature and permaculture.
Yeah, so we have a systems view of the problems that we're facing. So we kind of have 6 main focused areas that we'll go over real quickly. One of them is protecting biodiversity, so connecting with nature. And there's reducing our waste and our energy usage, community building, focusing on local food access and supporting the farms and so on. Inner transformation, we'll explain that a little bit, and also local economy. So those are our 6 main areas. And Skip, you want to talk about?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about, I'll take protecting biodiversity. So we have a few different groups that actually work with biodiversity. So of course, this is about trying to bring lots of different forms of plants and trees and wildlife into our communities and promote, really trying to convert our lawns into pollinator gardens and a place where the whole food chain can sort of thrive. So the biodiversity group looks at things like trying to get the word out about stopping mosquito spraying, because mosquito spraying ends up killing a whole bunch of different kinds of insects that are critical to the food chain. And there are a lot of other options for dealing with mosquitoes that don't involve killing all these other insects, like through toxic sprays. Other things that we've done, we have a green wagon group, which is sort of based on like the little lending library that some towns have, but instead of books, we have native plants to try to encourage people to bring native plants into their gardens and start gardening. We also have a tree tenders group, which works with the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society and getting native trees planted in yards and along streets. So we have a tree tenders group. We have a tree lovers collective, which focuses on policies and laws and strategies for improving the canopy, that is the coverage of trees over a town. So the more trees we have, the more stormwater management, natural stormwater management we have, the more oxygen that's produced. It has a cooling effect so that it deals with, the extreme heat that we're starting to see, helps reduce that. There are a lot of benefits, and people just like to have trees around. It helps with mental health. People just enjoy being around trees more. So I probably didn't touch on all the biodiversity initiatives, but that gives you a sample of some of the things that our biodiversity groups do.
Right. And then as far as reducing waste and energy usage, we've done things like have a solarized campaign where we help residents put solar panels on their roofs and save energy that way. We've also helped Media Borough start a food composting pickup program. So they pick up trash twice a week and recycling once a week, and now they also pick up food and yard waste once a week and get it composted over at Linvilla Orchards. So it saves a lot of the trash that currently goes to Chester in our incinerator or goes to landfill. So we do a lot of different things in those areas as far as trying to get more people to compost, and also help reduce the amount of plastic that we use. We worked with the Media Borough on a plastic bag ban and other forms of plastic for our local businesses, and that's kind of spreading around the other towns nearby. That's another one of our main focuses. Community building.
Yeah, so community building, we like to have fun when we're doing these things. So, it's really mostly an all volunteer organization. What that means is, people are taking time out of their day to do this work. So we want to have fun while we're doing that. So we do have some guidelines also, like when we have events and that kind of thing, that try to encourage composting and reusable plates and forks and knives and that, silverware. So just we try to walk the walk as well. But in community building, we have some programs specifically geared towards building community. One is called our Cool Blocks program, where we have kind of a hyper-local study group. We go out, find a group leader, a block leader who will go willing to knock on the door and meet their neighbors, and then invite them out to like an information session. And then it's sort of like a monthly study group where we look at things like disaster and emergency preparedness, water stewardship, like how are you using water in your household? Are there ways to reduce your water consumption, or just try to be very mindful of that? Different ways of creating green spaces around the neighborhood, how to promote more safety in the neighborhood, how to reduce our carbon footprint. So we have those conversations, but the most important part of those meetings is we have a potluck where people get together and sort of bond as neighbors. And what we found is once people have gone through these working groups together, that the neighborhood stays pretty well knitted together. There are text chains. You don't feel shy about reaching out to borrow a tool or ask somebody for a ride to the airport or to a doctor's visit or something like that. We have another group that's just community building. So it's really trying to get together just as in a very simple format, potlucks at local parks and that kind of thing. We have a fire circle group where people that like to get together in the evening and just sit around the fire and enjoy each other's company with we call it bring your own everything. So it's like BYOE. Yeah, exactly. So, that way people can host it and they don't feel like they have to have all this stuff prepared. It's just you're providing a space with a fire circle, little fire pit somewhere, and we get together and do that. So we have a number of things like that. We have a foraging group as well, learning about foraging mushrooms and that kind of thing. So community building is really central to what we're trying to do, and we have a number of ways to do that.
We've also had a couple of things like this Media Open Streets day that we had, where we closed down some of the streets in Media, and people can walk in the streets and play and dance and roller skate and bike and whatever they want to do. It's always a really fun way to bring the community together. And then we also did some street mural painting where we close off some streets and just paint an intersection, on the ground there. Again, it was a really fun day, really good to get the residents together and just come out and paint together.
And it's worth mentioning, I think the partnerships with local government are also really important. So we've had some great support from Media Borough. We've done some work with the Delco Sustainability group and on all of their initiatives. We have members who are joining the various environmental advisory committees in different townships and boroughs around the county. So that's an important part of community building too.
Okay, and then local food. We really support people buying local food as much as possible because it's healthier for one thing. It's usually grown much more sustainably and organically. And it also, eliminates all the food miles that the food has to travel. So it gets you fresher to start with, and it also saves on all the transportation fuels and so on. So on our website, we have a local food resource guide that people can check out. It's about 15, 20 miles around the area, where you can find restaurants, grocery stores, and also just local farms and CSAs and farmers markets. We also helped form the farmers market in Media back in the day. It was one of our first great successes, and so we often have like tours of different farms and so on around, so that people can get to know their farmers. It's very important to support them.
Well, that's...
And I was going to talk about inner transformation. So, a lot of the work that we do is about trying to transform our neighborhoods and our relationships with other people and everything. But a lot of times when you're doing work in this space, climate change, and working with, community relations, and there are challenges that come up, and, we have to grow as individuals. So inner transformation, our inner transformation group is often a study group where we focus inward, and look at ways that we can actually grow as individuals. We did a workshop last October in 2024 on sort of 2 weekends on the work that reconnects, which is work by a Buddhist teacher, Joanna Macy, who just recently passed away, but her work is well recognized as being one of the best ways to kind of face the difficult challenges in the world and still show up in a joyful way with compassion for yourself and for others, so that you can sort of continue to grow. And that's a big part of what we do with inner transformation. We also have a resilience group, which looks at sort of a little bit back in the community space, but some of that resilience is inner resilience, but it's also how do we make our communities more resilient? How do we prepare for the future, for floods or droughts or social unrest or whatever may be coming down, food shortages, things that might be coming down the pike as we face different kinds of challenges, unseen challenges in the future.
And last but not least, local economy. That's one of our great focus areas. So we do different things to support the local economy. We have a free store, which is actually an example of a sharing economy. People bring stuff that they don't need anymore, and other people can take them for free. So it's sort of a buy nothing group in a physical space, and we're open 2 days a week for shopping and 2 days a week for donating goods. So that's one of our very popular initiatives. We also have a Green Sunday event where in November where we have local artisans and crafters come and set up tables in a local school gym, and they can sell their wares so people can buy their holiday gifts from from the local people who make them. It's all things that are made by hand, and no chains, no anything like that. But last but not least, our one of our main focuses in local economy is to support local entrepreneurs through what we call a circle of aunts and uncles. And what this is a little group of donors who have donated money into a fund, and then we give loans out, low interest loans for 3-year terms to local entrepreneurs who are doing great work, like Jean-Pierre Bryce.
Right. I got my buddy over here, Roger, man. He got a moving company. He moves everything. I'll give you all information.
Awesome.
Your number now.
Great to hear
Perfect.
that. Yes. So we're currently supporting 3 different local Chester entrepreneurs. Jean-Pierre Bryce being one of them for their CMP radio work. Jonathan King, who owns the King's Closet shop, which is an amazing store right on Avenue of the States. And Nafati Williams, who owns the Nerds Restaurant and the Comfort Inn right off 95 in Chester. So we're always looking for new entrepreneurs and new people to.
Mom, he looks so cute.
We're always looking for new entrepreneurs and people who we would love to support if they're doing great things in the community, and and just need a little bit of help to get started or to grow their business and so on.
That's very noble and kind. I love that.
Yep.
Cute.
Yeah.
So my question about the entrepreneurships that you were mentioning, right? Like, is that a separate kind of funding? Like to help with those? Like, do you there's funding for the things you want to do for Transition Town Greater Media, and then your
Yes.
entrepreneurships? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, it's actually a different fund. It's held by what they call a CDFI, a Community Development Financial Institution. So we donate money into that fund, and then there's a fund manager who handles the loans, figures out the interest and the payments and so on, and then the entrepreneurs pay back into that fund. So it's a revolving.
And
fund.
yeah, we're not just looking for entrepreneurs and small business owners, but also for donors. So if there's somebody out there that's saying, hey, that's something I'd like to contribute to, they can get in
Absolutely.
touch with us about how they can participate as a donor to the fund as well.
Yeah, we're always
that-
looking to grow the fund.
Yep.
Okay. And for the donation, you were talking about how people go and they get things for free and stuff. Like, what kind of things can you find there?
At the free
the
store.
free store?
Free
Yeah.
store.
Yeah, it's basically household goods. So anything for the kitchen, plates and pots and pans and mugs and glasses and so on.
Toys for the
There's
kids.
toys. Yeah, the kids always have it. The kids are great because they'll often come in and they'll get some toys, and then they get tired of them. They bring them back and get some new toys. So it's a real revolving door there, which is really neat. And we also have some tools, some small appliances, things like sheets and pillowcases for beds, comforters and stuff. Some fabric and other stuff for doing crafts. We can even, sometimes people bring in things that like broken vases or whatever, and we use them people use them for pottery. For mosaics and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Books, electronics. There's some
electronics.
Business equipment, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Sometimes
puzzles and games.
headphones, blenders, toasters.
Yeah,
So
it's quite
not
a range of
really
things.
big stuff. Like you won't find a sofa there.
Right. We're a
but,
pretty small
but
space.
smaller stuff,
Yeah.
that you can use in the household. So a lot of people, they're getting set up for their household in the first time, or or maybe there was a fire or something. And those are a lot of times people will come in and equip their whole house to sort of get started that way. So, and the volunteers love helping people out and trying to help them find the stuff that they're looking for.
Is there ever a time when like you run out of free stuff, or is it just like so much that it's like, oh my gosh, we have more stuff to add?
Yeah, we tend to get a lot of things, especially people who are like downsizing, or if someone in the family's passed away, they'll be taking all the stuff that they can't sell and bring them to us. So we often get a lot of stuff at one time. And we try to parcel it out. If it's too much for us, we kind of keep it aside for a while and bring it out slowly as things get depleted. But sometimes we even have to take things. For example, books. We're often out of space for books, but we can take them to a local library because they always have book sales and things that they can use that stuff for. We have a bunch of different places that we take various items that we.
And we should mention also we have a lending closet for medical equipment too.
Right.
So one of the Caring Hearts lending closet, which is a separate location, but it's the same kind of idea. So people that are looking for crutches or walkers or portable toilets or wheelchairs, that kind of thing. A lot of times those things can be pretty expensive. So it helps save people that need that sort of thing when they're recovering or something. That's the free store is right on State Street in Mediaboro. So
right,
and there's a Facebook page for that as well.
Right, and the Caring Hearts Lending Closet is on Baltimore Pike in Springfield.
Right.
Right. So now that we did that, I want to know like why was Transition Town Greater Media started? Like, was there like a specific event that happened? Was it something you saw, watching TV, and it just came to you? Like,
well, there's actually the Transition Town movement started in England, and the person who started it, Rob Hopkins, wrote a sort of a manual on how to start a transition town. And a group of us.
Permaculture teacher.
Yeah, he was a permaculture teacher, so he was again a systems thinker, and was very connected to nature, and realized its importance to our general health and all. So a group of us read that book and were very excited about the prospect. I personally was, at a point in my life, this was back in 2009, and I was reading a whole lot of things about climate change and resource depletion and species extinctions and problems with local food access. And it became rather depressing, and nobody seemed to have any answers at all. And this was actually the first thing that I came across, that I read about, that actually had some positive actions involving to confront the problems that we're facing and so on. And they, Rob Hopkins is a really cheery kind of guy, but he did have a disclaimer about his work. He says, "We have no idea if this is going to work, but it's something that we can do to make life better, and we can do our part to really combat the problems that we're facing." Basically, it's a way to make some positive changes and have fun doing it too, doing it in community with other people who are also looking to make a change. So I signed right up.
Yeah, and it's, if people want to get involved, they can come to our website at ttgmpa.org and look at all the initiatives that we've talked about. And if something resonates, we have the leaders of the different group listed. They can reach right out and say, "Hey, how do I get involved?" So it's, there's no fee or anything like that. People can just say, "Hey, I'd like to help out," or "I'd like to come to the next meeting," and they can join right in. So.
How big would you say Transition Town Greater Media is?
It's hard to say. We have a mailing list of about 2,800 people. We also have sort of a core group of people who are generally currently active or recently active, about 100. About 20 or so people come, 12 to 20 people come to our steering meetings, which is where we get our working group leaders together and talk about what's going on, if there's any
Sort of
problems.
our board meeting, our monthly board meeting.
So we'll make decisions about, things that we want to do, and if anyone has, an issue or a problem or a challenge that they're facing that we can help with, everybody can, kind of add to the information that's available. So it's a place where we sort of come together and regroup and then go off and do our different things.
And the Media Free Store has several dozen volunteers that mostly just work with the Free Store.
Right, about 50 people there.
We get together once a year, usually in January, at the beginning of the year, to do our annual planning. And we usually get
35 to 40.
Yeah, I was going to say
people.
40 to 50 people. Yeah, at those meetings.
So it depends on how you want to look at it.
Depends on
How big it is.
How you count. Yeah.
And we have 18 working groups, so and there's different people in each of those groups who are actively doing stuff. So it's quite a little network.
Well, you keep talking about volunteers and stuff, so I'm going to ask, do your volunteers have to be a specific age? Like, can they be as young as, I don't know, maybe 12? Is there an age limit? Are you looking for specific people? Are there certain requirements you have to fulfill to be a volunteer?
No, we don't have any age limits, upper or lower. Anyone who feels like they want to work on these issues is welcome to join. We have a bunch of retired folks like us who have the time and the initiative to work on things. But we also have, people, for example, we have some young families, and some of them have kids as young as, 10 or so, and they come and help out at events, or help plant trees or whatever. So anyone of any age, any, religion, any sex, gender identity, anything, is very welcome to come along and pitch in.
Yeah,
completely.
we do. If you're going to be planting trees or something like that, sometimes I think we have waivers for those, but that's for everybody. That sign a waiver, say, okay, we're going to be working with pickaxes and shovels and stuff. So just to make sure that everybody understands what's involved. And then, we also have the People's Patchwork Group, which was started by some younger people, sort of in their 20s, that are focused on providing a support network for LGBTQ plus people to get together once a week, and they're looking at doing some reskilling activities, whether it's how to sort of repair appliances or clothing, or preserves, canning foods, food preparation. Those are some of the things, but it's a place for them to get together. So we've had some younger folks in that group as well.
Okay. So next up is, what is or was one of your greatest challenges that Transition Town Greater Media had to face?
Well, one of the things that we are always looking into is that we want to make sure that this is not an organization where you have people at the top and they say what goes. We want to include people at all levels of leadership in the organization. But it's a little bit hard sometimes to find people who are willing to step into a leadership role. Most people would like to just say, hey, give me a job and I'll do it, kind of thing. And they come in and they do their thing and then they go home. So it's been a little challenging to make sure that we get some new people stepping up and into these roles. I have to say, though, we've really been very, very lucky in this regard, because it seems like every time we need a leader of some sort to step in, one shows up. So we really kind of trust in that being something that is going to continue. it's pretty remarkable how people just kind of come in when you need them.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity. A lot of times people are reluctant, saying, "Well, I've never been in a leadership role or something." But this is a great place to do it because typically, if somebody's starting a new group, we'll assign one of our existing leaders as a mentor to help them, think about, oh, here's how other groups get started. These are the way that they run the meetings, and then until they get comfortable with their own style and their own rhythm, we try to support them through that process. But our rule is, if you want to have a working group, as long as it fits with our principles and values of what we're trying to do, you need to have one leader and at least 2 participants. So 3 people to start a working group. And that's really all we require to start a new group. And then, we try to support them as best we can, and, get them off the ground. But a lot of times people are reluctant to step into leadership.
Yeah.
So
This is a good organization to try that out, though, because, you really can't fail. There's too many people around to support you and make sure that that everything goes well. So it's a great place to learn to grow, your leadership skills too.
Okay. We're gonna do a quick little funsy question actually, about you guys, yourself personally, not about Greater Media. So my funsy question for you is, if you could only wear one color forever, just one, so you gotta think about all your favorite colors and choose which one you can see yourself wearing for the rest of your life, forever, what would that color be?
Well, I'd have to go with purple, because it would go with my hair.
It looks really nice. I like that.
I'm green. Green would be my go-to color.
Which is kind of funny since I'm wearing green and you're
I have
wearing
green.
purple.
I have green pants on. You can't see. That's right. Yeah, exactly. We've done a little role reversal there, but yeah.
We're very compatible.
I see that. You two work together greatly. All right. Let's see. What's another funsy question I can ask to add a bit of?
We've been too serious. Is that what you're saying?
No. That's
I know
not
we
it at
tend to
all.
do
I
that.
really appreciate.
Sorry.
This has been very learning and telling, and I love it. It's great. Actually, I'm really grateful for this. Thank you so much once again. Okay, what do you think is the best? What do you think is the best fast food place to eat at?
I'm sorry, the best what?
Fast food place, if you eat fast food.
Oh, food place. Oh. Well, I am partial to this place in Media called Bittersweet Kitchen.
Ooh, never
They
heard of it.
are. I love breakfast food myself. I could eat breakfast all day long. But they have some of the best eggs and sausage and pancakes and French toast and biscuits. All these great foods that to me are comfort food, and I just love eating there.
Yeah. I that's stretching the definition of fast food, but Bittersweet is amazing. They do have amazing breakfast food, and that's really good. I'd have to go with Wawa. Yeah. I have my little app, I can order my sandwich in advance, and then it's there waiting for me when I get there. So
We have a Wawa near my house, and we love it. We gone there like in the middle of the night. It's like 2 in the morning.
there you
And we're
go.
like, let's go for a quick Wawa
always
ride.
there. Yeah.
It's always open. And it's like, yes.
Yeah. Well, and they're local. I mean, they're locally based. I mean,
Yeah.
I know they're sort of national
Absolutely.
presence, but
Can't go wrong with Wawa. I might have to come down to Media and try
I
out
think that's
Bittersweet.
a,
Absolutely, you're welcome anytime.
Wawa is a Lenni Lenape word, which is the Native American tribe that lived in these areas before everybody else showed up, and they were sort of the stewards of this land. So Wawa, I think, is the word. My understanding is that's the word for goose.
Wild geese, yeah.
Wild geese. Yeah. So they've actually incorporated the Lenni Lenape language into their
Yeah.
company name, which is kind of cool. And their logo, right? They have the wild
Yep,
goose
it's
logo.
goose.
I never knew that.
Yeah. See, there's a fun fact.
Very fun fact. I'm going home and I'm telling my mom about this. Okay, so final question. What is a motto that your organization lives by? Something that they're built upon and that you always try to make sure that everyone like shows this, encompasses this.
Yeah, I think that the head, the heart, and the hands.
It's what our organization is sort of built on. That it kind of encompasses the whole person. If you're interested in analysis, there's a lot of understanding like what the problems are and what's going on in the world. So there's the head, but it also involves your feelings about what's going on and your your love for nature and for life itself. So there's the heart aspect of it, and then there's the hands, because it's really very much of a hands-on kind of organization. We plant trees, we grow plants, we shop at farmers
Plant
markets,
native gardens, right?
yeah. And
forage for mushrooms
and build local economies. So it's really encompassing all three things: head, heart, and the hands.
I forgot to ask this earlier. How long have you two been a part of Transition Town Greater Media?
Well, I was involved in the very beginning, so 2009. We've kind of cycled through.
Shari's one of the originals. Yeah, the OG.
Oh my gosh.
I got it. I used to live in Radnor Township, and I had a meetup group, and I met some of the people from Transition Town. I was so curious about what they were all about. They invited me to their annual planning meeting, so I started going there like around 2011. So I've been involved pretty much since then. I would go to the annual planning, and then when we moved out of Wayne, we said we got to move to media because we wanted to be closer to all the great things that were going on in Transition Town. So that was back in 2017. I actually moved into Media Borough, and been more involved.
And got involved.
Even more heavily involved than just showing up at the annual planning meeting. So, what was that? 7 years ago? 8 years ago? Yeah.
Yeah,
probably
8 years.
7. Yeah.
And is there a specific department that you two are a part of? Because you said you like such a big company organization.
Well,
You gotta do
Skip's
so
the
much.
President. Currently,
Oh.
I'm a past president, and I'm what they call an operations coordinator now. But both of us are really involved in a bunch of the working groups as well. So I'm leading up the Zero Waste group, for example, and I work on a lot of the different events that we put on, the Green Sunday Eco Fest, which is coming up September 27th. It's a great event that we have, bringing all kinds of environmental organizations together
At Heritage Park in Media on Saturday,
which is
2.
great little park dedicated to honoring the history of the African American community in Media. I'm involved in a bunch of different working groups, and so is Skip.
Yeah, and we have we're both active with the Circle of Aunts and Uncles.
Yep.
We have internally. We have a marketing group. We have our steering group, which I said is like our board of directors. We have a stewardship group, which kind of looks at the culture of the organization. I'm involved with the Fire Circle, the Tree Lovers Collective, Tree Tenders, the Resilience Working Group. So, yeah, we have our fingers in a lot of pies.
I understand that. I try to keep my fingers. Yeah. Well, thank you so
Keeps it
much.
interesting. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love this. And this was Transition Town Greater Media with Miss Sari and Mr. Skip. And you're just finished watching Speak the Change, Lead with Heart. Join us next time in the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.